Hello, everybody. Paul Jancarella here from Speaking to Empower. And I want to give you a little bit of a background on myself as far as career wise. I started in the insurance business right out of college. And a lot of people ask, geez, you were a marketing major. How'd you get into insurance? And the long story is pretty simple. I think it was my sophomore year, junior year in college. I wanted to be an actor. I loved it. You know what I mean? I loved acting, loved being theatrical. Never really acted in high school or anything, but I had an aspiration to be an actor. And my acting professor in college, I took a couple courses in it. He said, you do realize that 92% of all actors and actresses are unemployed. I said, really? I said, geez. I said, that's not good odds then if I want to be an actor. And there really wasn't a passion for it. So I said, well, I'm going to be a stuntman. You know, that's a great role as well, flipping around. I used to, climb every building on campus and jump off and go crazy. And I realized that, about 50% of those stunt folks are on disability, So I said, okay, that may not be a good way to go. So I basically interviewed with those companies that came on campus, and every insurance company under the sun, truly interviewed. And I interviewed with them. It was good. It was good practice. But they were more or less like, all right, we'll throw the stuff against the wall. Whatever sticks, we'll keep, and we'll go from there. And, that wasn't my cup of tea until Northwestern Mutual. I set up an interview with them through, I forget what correlation I had, but they were the number one life insurance company in this industry. 80% of the CEOs in the corporate 500 markets had insurance with Northwestern Mutual. So that was my career for 5 years. And the guy that I was with that kind of took me under his wing got me licensed to do property and casualty, homeowners, auto insurance, business insurance. And it became a very lucrative career. And, one particular story when I first got in the business was this a couple way out in the woods. I say out in the woods, it's relative. But we're on the shore, and about 5 miles inward is a very wooded area. Properties are like, 5-6 acre lots. So a guy lived in one house. He had a big dog. It was a lab. Not really aggressive to people, but it was kind of aggressive with other dogs. And the guy on his adjacent, neighbor, which was 2 acres away or whatever, he had a little, I don't know if it was a Shih Tzu. It was like a little white dog. The name escapes me, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter the details. So anyhow, he calls our office one day and says, listen, is homeowners insurance, does it cover if my dog, hurts another dog or whatever? And, she was, getting into a debate with him about, this is what it is. But anyhow, what transpired was, I guess the big dog went out and came back and had this muddy thing, just flapping around. And they looked at it and they said, holy cow, that's an animal. I didn't know if it was a beaver or whatever it was. Well, it turned out to be a dog because, they kind of took the hose and sprayed it a little bit and they saw that it was white. They said, oh my goodness, it's the neighbor's dog. What do we do? Most people would, call the neighbor and let them know. Well, these people got a little city skittish in them and washed the dog. Completely washed the dog, tip-top shape, and took it over to the neighbor and placed it on his back deck, crossed his paws, and like it was sleeping. Well, sure enough, they get a call from the neighbor, said, geez, do you see anything strange? He's like, no, what do you mean, like strange? He's like, well, like an animal or anything out there that was making any commotion? I'm like, no, we didn't see anything. He's like, why do you say that? He's like, well, our dog, passed away a couple weeks ago, and we buried him in the backyard. And we came home today, and he's on our back porch, all cleaned up, like he was sleeping. So the guy says to him, well, geez, I don't know, and they hung up the phone. He's like, now what do we do? So what they did was they came clean, and they told him what it was. And thank God the neighbor said, oh, I understand, you know what I mean? I can see where you're coming from. But that was my first insurance story that I experienced getting into the business. And that was, geez, I don't know, close to 30 years ago. But I'm no longer in the insurance business because I was fired. And that will be another story and another, and it's legit. It's nothing like, embezzlement or anything, or drug use or anything like that. But I'll keep you posted in that regard. But I thought you'd enjoy the first insurance story of my career. So I will check in with you folks at some point down the road. In the meantime, be well, stay well. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.